So once again, good morning. I am Grazi, I am trainer, and in today's session, I will guide you through your unlimited learning solution, SPRL learning ecosystem, in which you're gonna have all the content curated, separated for you to improve your professional and personal skills. Any doubt you have, please, you can write on the chat or you can write on the Q&A here inside Zoom webinar. I thought we're gonna be more people, so that's why we are in webinar format. So you're not able to activate your microphone or camera, but I can let you, if that is need, I can give you the permission. Okay, there's no problem. We are just a few, so you write me on the chat and then I can activate your microphone if you want to ask something. All right. Okay, so let's begin. Let me share my screen with you. Can you please confirm in the chat that you're seeing properly? Yes, can you see my screen? Okay, thank you, Deepak. All right, so once you're here on your right corner, you should enter your credentials. I already entered mine. So when you are logging in, you're gonna see that you're gonna have a lot of carousels, themed carousels, that are all the trainings, for example, the first one, and the content selected for you. Okay, you're gonna see that the technology behind this ecosystem is very similar to those streamings we are used to consume series or movies. Okay, so that is intuitive. You won't have any problem to consume any of multi-format content. In all the content on its cover from the main page, you're gonna see that in the right corner, you have the format. Oh, so we do not have only ebooks. There is also audiobooks, videos, summaries, courses. You also have podcasts and learning experiences that I will explain further to you. Okay, so first of all, I encourage you to discover the content on your carousels. It's not just an automatic technology that it is recommending to you those content, but there is a team of experts behind this solution that are doing the selection of each carousel. Okay, the team from Odilo. With also SPRL that wants like the personalized learning path for you. You can also download in your Android or iOS device the app version, in which I highly recommend you to do so, because from the app version, you're gonna find all the same things I'm telling you today, and you can consume offline any content you want. So, and despite of all, we know that having our mobile with us is much easier than having our laptop all the time, right? So if we are in a trip, on a flight, or waiting for the doctor consultants, we can continue our learning, our lecture, our audiobook, anything we want from our mobile or tablet. Okay, so you can have up to 6 activate devices once you are logging in other apps, okay, in other devices. So that won't be a problem. Okay, so let's suppose you found something very interesting from any carousel and you want to start your learning process. So you just click on its cover and you ask to access. So I think I already have asked here. Let me take another one. So you're gonna see this interaction. So you just ask to access any content you want, and then you can open it or read, depend on the format. In this case, it's a video. So when I ask to open, that will open the interaction itself, that I can reproduce my video. Okay, so it is very intuitive. Okay, in any of those formats, you're gonna see an icon like this. Let me highlight my mouse so you can see it better here. So this is like a bookmark. That's very interesting because from an audiobook and videos, you could add a bookmark in any minute you want, so you don't lose anything interesting while you're learning. And then when you add a bookmark, so suppose in the minute 5, I found something very nice, then wait, I can find all my interactions, all my bookmarks from the upside, okay? And then I can see the list of the markers I have added. Okay, let me show to you another kind of format. So that's very common also, an ebook, right? So when I ask to access and then I open it, the interactions here and the app would be the same, okay? The difference that you're gonna find it in the mobile device or tablet device easier. You're gonna find easier those interactions to personalize your lecture. So in this case, I will show to you the accessibility mode we have in any reading format. So if you want, if any person wants, can activate the text to speech, in which the text will be converted to an automatic narration like this.
The power of mind maps problem.
You can change the type of English, if it is British or American. And also, if the person has like a special need of sight or learning special need, it can also activate the voice control, okay? And from here, by enabling your microphone and saying the language you're gonna do the controlling, you can ask to go to the next page, the last one, the previous one, I'm sorry, to pause, stop, okay? So those are two parts of the accessibility mode. And we have a third one by going through this same menu on your right side. You have readability settings. From here, despite of changing the font size, line spacing, and those things you can see from here, you can also change the font style, the last option called Open Dyslexic. And by changing to this option, the font will be adapted for those who has dyslexia, okay? So this is the third part of our accessibility mode. And all the rest is very intuitive, as you can see, okay? Also, you could check all the chapters. You can add your own bookmarks anytime you want. You can also highlight any part of the text, and everything you do in a resource, it will be recorded only to your user, okay? So it is total private. So your colleague won't see the bookmarks or the highlights or even the notes you have added in a reading, okay? So don't worry about it. And also you can find dictionary, okay? Anytime you select a word. Seeing some comments in the chat. Let me see if everything's okay. Okay, Elvira, my colleague is here. She's answering you all. Thank you, Elvira. Okay, can you please show a demo of voice controller? Yes, we can do it. You should enable your microphone. And then, for example, I can say, next.
The power of mind maps problem. The human mind is.
Okay, so it will be connected to the text to speech also. Okay. And then I can ask to stop. But it's very simple. And in the app version, you're going to find it also. All right, let me go back to our main page. From here, you're going to see also lists. We have a carousel called lists. So I also encourage you to discover all the lists we have created for you. Okay, so we have mental health list. So when you click in any list you want, you're going to find all the best resources regarding this theme. And you can start to follow this list that is not yours. In this case, my user is the creator of those lists, so I do not see the follow button. But if you open any list, you're going to see that it is not yours, of course. You're going to see a button called follow. So you just follow it, and then you can find in your user area, third option, lists, and the following tab, okay? And then you can always be up to date to those selections. And let me tell you something, you can also create your own list. And I highly recommend you to do so as well, because you can organize in a personal level, and also you can organize for your team some content that you're discovering that could be interesting to share with them, okay? And or between the managers, okay? So you could create a list that you found very interesting to develop some specific skills. You can do a list by selecting the first content you want to be inside of this list. So let me show to you an example. When you click on the title of it, of any resource, it will open a complete interaction, okay, of this resource. And you're gonna go to the list icon just next to the heart. From here, you're gonna create your list. In this case, I already have ones created. I could add this resource to any of them, or I can create a new one. Let's create a new one because I think that will be the only option that appears to you right now. So you can give a name you want. So list to leadership. Let's do it like SPRL leadership. You can add a description, but it's up to you. And then you can set as a public list if you want to share it further with your colleagues. I mean, colleagues here, I mean only the people that has access to SPRL learning, okay? If doesn't have the login here, they won't be able to follow your list and consume the titles, okay? And you can create a private list if you do not want to share with anyone and you don't want anyone to see that you have created a list, okay? So it's up to you, but in this case, I will set as a public list so I can teach you how to share further. Let's add. So now we have created a new list, and to add more content to this list, as many as you want, you're going to do the same path. And you can create a list mixing formats, okay? You could create in the same list, adding ebooks, courses, audiobooks, podcasts, okay? So doing the same path, click on its title to show all the main page of the resource, go to the list icon, and now we're gonna add in this list we have created, okay? And then you can add as many titles as you want. So if you go to the search glass here on the right corner on the up side, you can browse the full catalog and have access to all the contents available for you, not only those in the carousels. You could also search a title you have in mind. Oh, let's see if there is a book that I have in mind. I could title the name of the author, the name of the book itself, or any other type of content I want. And then I can do the same. Go and add to my list if I want, okay? Or if you want to discover more content, you can also don't type anything here in the search glass and apply all the filters you have on your right side. First, we have the formats, and then we have the language, the publisher, if you have any publisher in mind, an author, and theme, okay? So I also encourage you to discover all the contents you have available in your catalog. Okay, let's go to our list we have created. Once you're adding your contents and then it's done, you want to share with your colleagues or find your list, we're gonna go to our user area. Again, lists option. And from here, you're gonna see the list you have just created with me here in this webinar. If you go to the three little dots on your right side, you can click on it. And if it is public list, it will appear to you the option to copy the link. And then you just paste it in any communication channel you must have with the users you want to share, like a WhatsApp group, a Slack, an email. In this case, I will share here with you on the chat. Okay. All right, so it's as simple as I'm showing to you. So if you open my list right now, you're gonna see the follow button, and then you just click on it and you can start following. If you have created a list with me, please share here in the chat so I can show you by clicking on someone else's list, okay? And then I can check all the following lists I have, as I told you previously, here on the following tab, okay? I could also follow any author I want. So suppose I like very much Brian Tracy, I ask to follow, and then I will be always notified when there's something new of the same author. And when I follow the same author as well, I can find all their resources in an easier way, okay? Like this, okay? I think someone had a question in the chat. Needy, okay, wait. Could you please, okay, Deepak, how many books can be opened by one user? Very good question. You can have up to 10 resources at the same time, okay? Doesn't matter if they're books, courses, audiobooks, okay? 10 resources at the same time. Let me show to you how you can check all the content you have. If you are in the app version, you're gonna see in feature called bookshelf. From bookshelf, you're going to see all the resources you have asked to access. If you are here in the computer device, same as you go to your user area and you can find it on My Collection. From here, you're going to see all the contents you have asked to access. And let me explain to you this time left. As you can see, it is showing the time left for each content I have asked. When you ask to access a content for the first time, it will appear for you that you have 21 days in a period active for you, okay, to consume it, to read or reproduce or play, or depends on the format. But don't worry, because then you can say, Grazi, but 21 days is not enough. I need more time because my routine is crazy. Don't worry. When it's coming, the 3 days left, you're going to see a new button to renew this access, okay? And then you can be more 21 days with this content. And even if it was not enough, 42 days straight with this content, you can ask to access once again, okay? So don't have to worry about it. This is just because of a protection of copyright, okay, with the publishers. So we have to have an active period, but you can ask anytime to access once again, okay? Of course, that for your learning path, that will be great if you can complete any reading or any learning process you have in like at least a month. But if it was not enough, you can renew, you can ask to access once again, okay, from this area. And also, suppose it was, when it comes the date, it will be returned automatically, and then you say, oh, but I don't remember the title. Suppose you can check always in your learning passport your history, okay, all the history of your learning resources. From here you can check all the resources you asked to access on the past, okay? So that will be like this. Let me see, we had another question. Okay, VJ says, can we see the star rating of book given by people? Yes, you can. When you click on it, you're gonna see here the rating, okay? So I can see that someone gave 5-star rating here and just one person, okay? That will be like this. And also, let me open another one. This doesn't have any rating yet. You can add, and I also recommend you to do so, because then you can help all the rest, right? So like this, we have, you see, 4 stars, just one person. When it comes the time that you should return, but you can return automatically, the platform itself will send you a notification if you want to add a review and a rating. Okay, so suppose I return this content, and you see, automatically I could give the stars and my opinion. Okay, like this. There was another question on the chat. Needy says, how to read without adding in list? Oh, you don't have to add to a list to read, okay, Needy? You can read without having a list at all, okay? So any content you found interesting, you just click on it, ask to access, and open. Okay, that was the first path I taught you in the beginning of the session. Okay, just like this. You shouldn't create a list to read something or to ask to access any resource. All right. Let me go to the second part. Oh, Neha has sent her list. Very good. Thank you very much for your participation. I'm opening it. Very good. So here is Neha's list. And as you can see, I can follow her list. And then when I go here in my area, lists area, I have the authors I'm following and the lists I'm following. Okay. Very good. Thank you. Now let's go to the second part of our session, in which I will explain to you the learning experiences. But before I explain to you this kind of format you have, let me open also a course. So as you can see, you have a lot of courses. Those courses, they are from external publishers, and they are in SCORM version, and they're very nice. So let me ask to access any course so you can see. So here we have the SCORM player. It opens directly, and it will depend on the publisher. You can find some interactions and some structure, some visual static, let's say, different from others. Okay, the layout changes a lot depending on the publisher. Okay, so I can just follow anything the course is asking me to do. So even if it is to play a video, to go to the next lesson, and to do a reading. Some of them you can find an exercise. Some of them they're like more structured with theoretic explanation instead of videos. But as I told you, it will depend a lot on the publisher. Okay, so if you also go to your whole catalog from the search glass on your right side, you ask to check all the courses you have available. You're gonna see that we have a lot of publisher. I think this skill of publisher is very nice. Those courses are amazing. Avanzo as well. Okay, so suppose writing technical documents or guide to strategic communication. Let me open from this publisher so you can see. The interaction will change a lot from the previous one I have shown to you. Okay, so as you can see here, they show to you like infographics, and you have for tutorial if you need. Okay, and then you have games. So as you can see, it depends on the publisher, those interactions inside of a course. And now let me tell you about the learning experiences that you're gonna find on your solution. You can have access to them in the carousel, personalized to you here on the learning experiences. From here, you can see all of them. And also you can browse them on the search glass. And instead of asking to browse the full catalog, you can browse the learning experiences. You're gonna have some formats, but don't worry, because they differ from them just because they are more longer or shorter. So I don't want to confuse you with all those names, but I want you to check the name of the thematic of the learning experiences. Those are more important. Okay, so suppose you found learning experiences with the content you found interesting. You want to go deeper in any content. What is the difference between a course I have shown to you, and a learning experience. A learning experience is more personalized, is designed by Odilo, okay? And you're gonna find inside of a learning experience some interactions that you don't have inside of the course. One of them is that you can find some resources like ebooks, audiobooks linked inside your learning experience. Let me show to you one that is more elaborated from the first carousel, like with sales here, sellers workshop. And you're gonna see they are structured in modules, okay? And I'm sorry, this is showing to me in Spanish, but only the title. And from here, you're gonna be completing the modules with its section, but it's intuitive as well. You just click on the first one to begin, you ask to follow, and then you're gonna find some interactions such as ask to access a content that is linked to your main page, which is very nice because you can go deeper in any content you want, okay? As I am moderator of all those learning experience and my user, I can now show to you like how to complete, but you're gonna see a bottom here saying complete and continue. And like this, you're gonna be completing all the sections, okay? So from here, you're gonna see other content. You have a learning check in those learning experiences as well, okay? And the good thing about a learning experience is that they're designed by Odilo, they're linked with resources of your main page, and also you can have some interactions with all the participants there. They are following the same learning experiences as you. Another advantage is that a learning experience doesn't count as a resource in your Activate loans, let's say. So when we were here on my collection that I cannot remember who has asked it, but I have answered to you that you can have up to 10 resources at the same time, right? So the good news is that learning experience doesn't count as another number of resource for you. Instead, you can find the learning experiences just above my collection. And from here, you're going to see the experiences you're following, okay? So that is good because there is no limit for you to ask a learning, to access, I'm sorry, and follow a learning experience, okay? Another advantage is that some of them, they have a certificate. Some of them, then how you would know it saying to you in this information, okay? So suppose this one is saying, this learning experience is certified and it has approximated duration is 8 hours. So once you have completed this learning experience, you're going to find here in your user area learning experiences your certificates. And once you're completing also the learning checks, the exercises, you can also check your grades. That in the courses you cannot, okay, have access even to a certificate or to a grade. So I think that would be those advantages, I'm sorry. And I also encourage you to check all the learning experiences you have available. You have right now 24, okay? You take a look, check what is more suitable, the thematic is more interesting for your professional development, and you could start in today. Okay, you just ask to open directly, and then you have to ask to follow it. Okay, in this case, as I told you, I am the moderator of those, so I don't see the follow button, but you can see it from here. Okay, we have a question in the chat. Share the recording to refer later. Yes, yes, no problem. We're gonna share the recording. I will share with Elvira, and she will share with you further. Okay, do you have any question regarding learning experiences? No? Okay, so I will continue. We are finishing. Let me show you some small features you have that is very important in your solutions. On the main page, or even when we are here on the learning experience, you can have a chat with our support team. So suppose it's happening something weird, you're not able to continue your learning path because of some issue, you can contact our technical team and report what is happening. Okay, and you could also attach some print screen or any file to show what is happening. Also, in any resource, when we go to that complete page that we were creating the list, you could also report an issue regarding this resource. So suppose the issue is not related to the whole platform, but is related to this ebook. You're not able to, or the chapter 2 is empty, or I don't know, you could report an issue. Okay, and then you detail it and submit. All right. More things you're gonna find in your user area that is important to mention before we go. You can anytime go to my suggested content and add a suggestion to so SPRL will analyze and purchase a new content for you. So suppose you found a very important resource, an ebook that you found regarding some new challenge you have right now in your role, yes, in the company. You could type the title here and suggest purchase. You could also filter by the language or the publisher to guarantee is this resource you want. And then when you suggest purchase, you can follow the status of your suggestion from the same area. Okay, if it is still waiting for approval, if it was approved or refused. Okay, let me remove it because this was just a test. The learning passport, you can have access to all the content you have learned before, you have read before. Okay, in the challenges area, you could, let me remove this one so I can show to you how to create your own. You could set a goal for yourself. So suppose you want to learn more this year. You can set a goal according to the number of hours in a period of time or number of titles consumed in a period of time. So suppose my goal would be to dedicate an hour a day, and it will end in September. When I activate a goal, the platform will help me to achieve this goal by sending me notifications. And then I can also follow my progress through this area. I can also have access to a gamification feature of the solution called ranking and badges. If you're familiarized with Duolingo, which is a solution to learn language, it works kind of the same, okay? So you have the position regarding all the users inside of SPRL. You have the badges once you're achieving some steps, okay? So if you complete your whole audiobook for the first time, you're gonna have a new badge, and so just to motivate, you can continue your learning path through here. Also, you have access only to the computer, from the computer device, to this interaction called device management. From here, you could check all the devices that are connected in your account, and you could remove some of them you do not recognize, okay? And also, in the last option that is important to mention, you can change your learning profile by selecting an area, a department that better fits with your role in the company. So suppose I am from the marketing and communication area. When I save these changes, the carousel in the beginning will be adapted for my role, okay? So I also recommend you, if it is your first time, to do this. This doesn't limit you to have access to the whole catalog, okay? The whole catalog will be available for everyone that has access here. But you can find the carousels in the main page, personalize it to the role you have in the company, okay? And you can change it anytime you want, okay? Suppose I want to change to HR, and then the first carousels will be adapted to my role, okay? We have some questions. Let me see. Prashan is asking, who is going to approve? I think Prashan is referring to the suggestions, right? In this case, I will ask you, Elvira, because it depends on your contract you have with Odilo. You have like some resources you can purchase in a month, suppose, or in a year, which Elvira take care of your account and she knows better. And then there are companies that participate with this process, they itself want to approve, or Odilo can be in charge of it. But I prefer to Elvira to ask this question because she's in charge of your account. Okay, you had let this same question in the chat. In what time suggested content will be approved? It depends, Neha. If it is like something very related to your the professional development, if it has match with what is the purpose of the platform, it shouldn't take a lot of time, like less than a week. But that I'm saying the standards of other clients, okay? Elvira will confirm this information with you, because I don't know if you the team in charge of SPRL will approve it, or Odilo has this autonomy to approve. If Odilo has this autonomy, it won't last so many time, okay? The thing is that suppose you have made a suggestion, there is nothing to do with the purpose of the platform. So that would take longer because we have to understand why is this suggestion, okay? All right. So from my side, I think that that was everything I had to tell you this morning. I don't know if you have any questions, concerns, doubts, comments. I will be glad to answer you. No? No questions? Okay. So great. Very nice to meet you. If you need something, okay. Neha is saying, can we find the summary of any of the books? You know, the summary is another type of format, Neha. So let me share with you here. When you go to the search glass, you have here summary, right? So you can have access to 200 contents that they are in this format, that you have the summary straight of the book, okay? And then you can apply the filters. You can check any title if it is available, the summary, okay? But when you are in any ebook, you don't have access to the summary itself, okay? Only if coincides that the same ebook has also the summary in the platform, okay? What you can do, despite of reading all the description, what is this about the ebook, you can have access to 10% of the ebook if you're not sure if you want to read it or not, okay? So you can ask to preview it, and you're gonna have access to 10% of this resource. And Prashant, 10 participants have joined this webinar.